Alrighty, welcome back to another video, and today let's talk about the economy in Bannerlord. What's going on in patch 1.3, by the way, you know what I mean? What's going on in the new economy? How's workshops? How's caravans? How's just overall stuff going with the changes, right? So let's first look over the changes, okay? So right over here we have said changes, okay? Economy and trade. We're going to go through it. We have new items added, obviously. And we also, that means, you know, will the workshops get better? I tested that out. Then we also have caravans. They've changed a little bit how they work. Has that helped out? I tested it out. Let's talk about it. Alright, so economy and trade. First, they added a new dialogue to player-owned caravans, which allows players to change the caravan's home settlement and restrict trade with settlements or of specific kingdoms. Caravans are incentivized to return to their home settlement as time passes. Okay, I don't know why that's a thing to that one, right? But that's pretty cool. You can now restrict certain kingdoms, which, you know, if you want to be petty, you can do. Also, if you don't want them to go too far from your kingdom, you can restrict the farther ones, right? Now, let me see if one of my caravans are close so I can show that off real quick. Which is my closest caravan? They're all over here. Come here! Alright, it's going to take forever to actually get there. But while I am getting there, also a thing that I kind of didn't even see in the patch notes. Maybe I missed it. Caravans now, if you didn't know, the two options for caravans now is for the cheaper caravan, you get 30 population, like, you know, 30 party size. But for the more expensive one, now you get 50 party size. Now you might be wondering, why is that? Why did they increase this limit? Because if they kept the regular limit, it would be too low. Why would it be too low? Because one thing that I kind of also messed up on a recent video, as you can see by the looter parties, also the implementation of deserters, which is pretty much like higher tier bandits. Like deserters are just like people that used to be in a party, but now they deserted from that party, right? So now they're like just traveling around the world. The bandit numbers have increased. Deserters, which are bigger bandits, are now on the map. You know what I mean? So pretty much the caravans needed to go up. Otherwise, they would literally be killed off very easily, you know? And these 50 parties are not really being touched. But as you can see, there are so many bandit parties that are pretty huge. And by the time we reach this caravan, we might even see more. Alright, so look, let's go talk to her real quick.
I'll wait.
Yes, yes, yes. Where is it? I would like you to start trading out of a different town. Okay, we can pick right over here which town. Let's say I want to do Kazate. Now we're going to go to... let's do Odok, right? And this pretty much means like this is where this caravan is going to go back to more often than not. This is going to be like their, you know, starting place. Boom. That's your new home. Let's talk about something else. Talk business. Let's discuss our trade partners. And now you can stop trading with, let's say I don't want to trade with, where is it? With Vlandia, because it's all on the other side of the map. Stop doing that. Boom. They're not going to go to Vlandia no more. Just like that, okay? Next, let's keep going. By the way, let me show you some more of these bandit parties. 20, 16, 16, 23. Like, I have to retract on a different comment because I said, like, I wasn't seeing a lot of looter parties when I started the game, but they just snuck up on me, man. Everywhere. There's there's looters, there's bandits. Like, see this right here? Look at this hideout. This hideout's almost full. We're going to get close to it. Boom. 24. Let's see if they got anything else. 15. Mind you, this is like still the first year of the game. Oh, no, this is after the first year of the game. This is like the second year of the game. But like just overall 18, 15, 26. You see what I'm saying? Crazy. They're all over the map. And you would think like since we have like the patrol parties, like they would like be less, but they're not. All right, let's go back to the economy. So that's the caravans, right? And as you can see, caravans are incentivized to return to their home settlements as time passes, okay? So that when I change their home settlement, they're going to go to that place more than any other place. Now, they added 2 new trade goods. Felt has been added and is produced by wool weavery workshops. Now, you might be wondering, well, what do I need to make them work, right? Or to make said felt. All you need is wool. Where do you get wool from? From the sheep produced in villages. This icon right over here. Right here. Primary production sheep, that's where the wool comes from, okay? And obviously when you buy a workshop, there's a lot of stuff to check, but mainly what you want is you want villages that are bound to said, what do you call it? Town, and also villages that are bound to castles close to the said town to have the production of the thing that you are trying to make. So for example, obviously if I want to, let's say for example, like just grain wise, right? So grain makes, what's it called? Like pretty much like beer. Like I don't know. Is it considered beer here? Is like what is it called? Not beer. What am I talking about? Hold on. I'm having a complete brain fart, bro. It's like 5 a.m. in the morning. But what I'm trying to say is like the production. Like okay, I can kind of show it to you like this better. Hold on. This is a better way to show it. All right, look. Brewery, you need grain, and it produces beer. All right, so I didn't even have a brain fart. It was the right thing. I was just like, is this like, you know, because like I barely buy like the beer in the game. Not because I'm anti-alcohol. It's just like I never reached that point. Regardless, if you want a brewery, you need villages around there that have grain. So I have a brewery right over here in this Vostrum. Why? Because as you can see, 1 village, 2 village, both grain villages, okay? And I think there's like another one, 3 right over here. And this one's going to go all the way to us, okay? So 3 villages produce grain going into Vostrum. I have a brewery in Vostrum. It produces beer with said grain. Simple as that, huh? And as you can see, it's doing pretty good, okay? But we're going to get back to that in a second. So felt has been added and is produced by wool weavery workshops. And then planks have been added and is now produced by wood workshops. Obviously for planks, same thing. It's the hardwood villages. It's these ones right over here. By the way, wool is on this side of the map. This is where it's produced, right here where I'm mousing over. Okay. And then wood is this side of the map right here, like this chunk. Okay. So, and it looks like this right over here. Hardwood, that's the icon for it. Primary production hardwood. Okay. All right. Now that we have those explanations out the way, so those 2 have been introduced, and I might as well just get right into it, right? So I got workshops for both of them. I made sure they were towns that were connected, had the right production, all of that, right? And how's it going? Not great. The wood workshop still is meh. It's 0 more times than it actually is producing. And I've kind of waited on this for like I waited in the town for a very long time. So it's like I let these like kind of like, you know, prosper. And the wood workshops, in my opinion, they're not prospering at all. You know what I mean? In terms of the wool weaveries, they are, but they're still not great. And then I bought like just a brewery, like just to make a constant, to like variable, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, grain's like the most popular production in the game. So like breweries are just like, you know, kind of like the constant in my opinion. And as you can see, it's outperforming, and it's been outperforming. So it's unfortunate, I'll be honest with you, both of these things being added, yes, it's more trade goods. Yes, probably, you know, it helps something, but it ain't helping your workshops, is what I've seen. Unless you found the secret little place where it perfectly works, I haven't found it. I looked all over the map. And also with the economy changes, if we go back to them a little bit further down over here, they changed the production output of 15 villages to improve the game's economy. So stuff has been moved around. So workshops that might have worked for you in the past, they might not work for you now, by the way. Be on the lookout for that. Because you know, that's the thing you can miss really easily. And you might be wondering, like, why isn't this working all of a sudden? They changed some of the productions. They didn't tell you which villages. You have to look, relearn. You know what I mean? But it's still in the generalized area that you almost always was, right? Next, increase the town trade commission rates by 5x to rebalance tariff income. This diversification of town income sources means you will now need to more carefully consider trade routes and town projects to achieve different income. On average, a third of a town's income may arise from tariffs. Now, what does all that mean? All right, let's go back to the town real quick. So another video that I'm going to make, and it's going to be a long form video. It's going to be like a pretty long video, is town projects, town and castle projects. They play a big role now, a lot bigger role. Before it was like kind of like, yeah, I'll put some money on it. It's like a minor change. You know, I'm only going to have this town for I don't even know how long. You know, it's probably not even going to do much. But now it does do much. You know what I'm saying? Now it does a lot, actually. Like, there's a lot of actual use into it. I still haven't fully dived into it, but from what I've seen so far, it is pretty good. You know what I mean? And also kind of like how governors work now. Governors play such a more higher role because, like, you know, like, before, like, you kind of had to, like, guess on certain stuff, but now, like, if you pick a governor, let me go pick a governor real quick, right? Want to change governor. It tells you exactly what they do, and you can really look into your, you know, said, like, place where you're trying to be, you know, like, for example, right over here, right? You see how everything's in the green? If something was in the red, all I have to do is just read through these options, you know what I'm saying, from all my companions and see who has the solution to that thing that is in the red. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like this guy right here. Prosperity is going down. I might want to change it. Right now, everyone's doing something else, right? But if I had somebody open, I would find somebody with something that increases the prosperity. You know what I mean? Or increases the loyalty. As you can see, that's what the -1 is from. You know what I mean? So pretty good, you know what I mean? In my opinion, pretty good. But more in terms of the projects, guardhouse is a pretty big one because it gives you the patrol party around your town. You know what I mean? These over here, they haven't increased some of these. +5 bonus to prosperity change. You got +2 bonus to militia, +1 to auto recruitment. They're just, you know, all of these have been just increased a little bit more. They used to be +3s, now they're +5s. You have all of these. Look, increase the tariff income, increase caravan visit rates. You know what I mean? That you get more of these, more caravans will come, more income will come into your town. Like, this actually moves something for your town. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But also on top of that, because I don't know if they mention it here as well. No, they don't. The random events. You know, the ones that just pop up. Let's see if I can just wait here for long enough and another one's going to pop up. Because usually they just pop up if I wait in the town for long enough, right? What I'm saying is the random events will sometimes give you choices that will increase. Like, since I'm waiting in this town, right? And it's mine, right? If I wait here long enough, I'm going to get a prompt that's going to say, like, hey, man, do you want to make certain choices in said town that actually change things in the town? Like, I had a choice earlier. I didn't get it on camera, unfortunately. But it was like, do you want to increase production of your trade goods or, like, you know, demand for your trade goods by 10%? And it's a permanent. I think it's a permanent. I don't know if it's. I think it's permanent because it like officially went like up here. You know when like a big thing happens, it like goes up here. It was like increased. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you call it? Increased demand by 10% for all trade goods. That pretty much increased my income. So even the random events sometimes are pretty significant in terms of what you can gain from them. So, economy-wise speaking, there's a lot more choices now that you have as well. More choices you have, the more ways that you can play, the play styles. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. 2 years down the line, we're going to have so many people that are like, here's my, you know, different way to, like, you know what I mean, build up my trade empire. Before, it was only, like, one way to do it. And then you would have to just do it one way and then kind of, like, you know, start trading, like, the real estate. Now there's different ways. You can really manipulate your caravans. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff you can do. There's like the random events. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Look, exactly what I'm saying. Look. Look. This one. So business is good at your brewery and Vostrom, but in the rush to keep up with demand, the normal precautions are not being taken. One man burned his hand on the oven. He will live, but is unlikely to be able to do skilled work, and the rest of the workers are worried about future accidents. Okay. So here are our choices. The first choice: pay him his pension. All right. That's going to increase your reputation for being generous and merciful, okay? You're going to lose 100, and your workshop loses 10% of its revenue, okay? Next one. You're not going to pay for another man's clumsiness. This is going to decrease your security, but you're not going to have to pay anything. And then this one, as on the battlefield, so the workshop floor. Let each team work at its own pace, receiving bonuses for output, but also taking responsibility for injuries. If I pick this one, my workshops will gain 5% of its revenue. Boom! I am a little bit cruel. But now I literally just, what's it called? Gained it. You know what I mean? I think that just gave me 15 gold, which kind of sucks. But it's not the same as the other one that was like a 10% demand increase. But you get what I'm saying. Like, there's certain ways that you can kind of, you know what I mean, get stuff done. You know? All right. What does bro want? Bro, leave me alone. Next. Let's keep going. Increased village taxes by 30%. Town and castle taxes by 130% to support the larger AI garrisons, strengthen clan wealth, and improve player income. Very good. Let's see how my income is doing. It's not doing that great, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, it's not that great at all, really. You know what I mean? But that's because my prosperity is not that high as well. This one is a little bit high. But as you can see, I am my garrison wages are insane because I'm trying to stay very safe. And I don't really care too much about the... I don't care too much about maxing right now out what I'm doing. But as you can see, I have 785 defenders here. My party's only like 38 guys. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of guys. So I literally, like, this is a very heavily fortified. If I took, like, all these guys out, I'd be making a pretty penny. You know what I mean? But, very cool. I think this is cool for the increase, and I like it because I want to have bigger strongholds. You know what I mean? I want bigger fights, bigger sieges. For that to happen, you need to make a situation where you can have very heavily fortified towns and very, you know, strong armies. By the way, army video down below as well. I go over all the army changes and kind of show off kind of like how the AI army plays now. Okay, so go check that out. Next, increase village hearth recovery rates from 0.6 to 4 for poor villages and from 0.2 to 1.2 for medium wealth villages to allow settlements to recover more quickly from raids. Again, good. Grain and fish can now substitute for each other in town consumption at a 90% rate. That means that if a town runs short on grain, they will spend most of their grain budget on fish instead, ensuring a steadier food supply and reducing the risk of shortages. Amazing. Smarter AI. Next, caravan behavior changes. All right, let's talk about caravans now. But I'll be honest with you. Workshops, though, let's check again. They're not really hitting. They're not really hitting still. I'll be honest with you. Breweries, probably still on top. Keep it real honest with you. The woodwork shops and the wool weavers are the ones that have seen the new items, and those new items have not treated them well. That is my conclusion thus far of workshops. Now, caravan behavior changes. Increases the chance for caravans to return to their hometown after visiting several cities. So now they return more frequently. This will keep them more safe. Increased caravan trade volume beyond small sales. They can now conduct larger bulk transactions. More money. And then also you have to remember, since we increased the amount of troops, that increases the wages. So low key, it kind of balances out. That's why they had to increase the money and increase the bulk, because the wages also went up. You know what I mean? So don't expect like booming sales. I'll be honest with you. We're about to go check out my caravan income, by the way, after this, after we finish reading this. And then also together, these changes slow the distribution of local goods to distant markets and allow players to engage in more profitable trade. True. And also the fact that you can like tell your caravans to not trade to certain regions, you can manipulate the pricing if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's options now. We just have to test things out. People have to find the best build orders. That's going to take time. But we have options. That's cool, man. That's cool. Next, change the production output of the 15 villages to improve the game's economy. We already went over that. Recheck all your, all your workshops. Well, obviously, not recheck, but like, when you start a new game, if you have like workshops that you place automatically, you're gonna have to relook at those. Next, workshops. Actually, no, let's check out the caravans first. So caravan wise, how are we doing? So I have, as you can see, I have 6 caravans. I have literally 3. Do I have 3? Yeah, I have 3 of the lower variety that are 30. You know what I'm saying? Troops, and I have the ones that are 50 troops. Right now, how are they doing? Okay. So, let's check it out. So, the armored ones, does it tell me who? Okay, it tells me by name. Okay, so, who's making me money right now? Only 4 out of the 6 are making me money right now. And who are the 4 out of 6? We got the Cow Thief. That's a 30 army. We got the Accursed. That's a 50 though. But the 30 army's making more than the 50. Then we got Denik. Also a 50. He's making me a good amount. And then we got Kyra Slava. Kyra Slava is the 30. And she's also making me more. So, by what I see here, by the way, let me move my cam. You know what I mean? Let me move my cam real quick so you can see it too. But what I'm seeing right here, and this is just of one day, right? It's dead even. It's dead even. Because the Cow Thief plus the Willow Bark, which are both the 30 party troops, right? They are making just a little bit more, probably like 10 to 15 dinars more, maybe like 20, maybe 20, 25 dinars more. Then Accursed and the Grey Falcon, which are both the 50 army apiece. It is what it is. Not much of a difference there. Obviously, the difference is that I think the 50 obviously will probably have more ability to carry more and have more ability to go up more at times. Maybe like, you know what I mean? Like, it might be steady, but like they have a more chance to pop off. Plus, they're more secure, obviously, by the troop count. So the 30 is probably going to get taken down a lot faster than the 50. But in terms of like their profits, they're kind of neck and neck right now. You know what I mean? If we wait even a little bit longer, let's wait a little bit more time, see how that goes. You know, let's wait like 2 days and see how it changes. But it's looking like, you know, pretty similar. By the way, you gain trade like crazy now if you have caravans. Especially like if you're maxed out on caravans like I am, as you can see. I just keep gaining trade, which is amazing. Makes it very easy. Alright. There's going another tick. Alright, now if we check back. Boom. Still all operational. Now, we got 5 of them making us gold. And the and now literally the 30 the guys have 30 troops each. They're all profiting, while only 2 of the 50 piece are profiting. And the 30 pieces are all profiting more, pretty much. That's tough. So the 30 might be the way to go. It's just, it's going to be a little bit riskier. So it's like, what do you really want to do? It's really up to you. But that's the data right there. You know what I mean? Take from that as you wish, I guess. You know what I mean? But no, you know, none of them have gotten attacked also. So also there's that. You know, maybe 30 is good enough. But are you going to take that risk? I don't know, man. All right, moving on. Workshops in rebellious towns, loyalty less than 25, will no longer produce items but will still incur workshop expenses. Added a tooltip to display that in the clan workshop screen. That sucks. So Loki, if your town rebel, now they're giving you even a bigger penalty. If your town rebels and there's a workshop in there that you own, you're just cooked. You go straight into the negatives because you still have to pay them, but they're not going to make nothing. That's tough. But sure, that makes sense. Why not? Make it so you take the rebellion more serious. You know what I mean? Next, improve the AI notable workshop type selection algorithm so notables are less likely to open workshops that compete with existing ones in the same town. There it is. Make them a little bit smarter. That's what it's all about. And then really, I guess a good thing is the most recent crafting hero is now restored when opening the smithy. So you don't have to always keep re-clicking. That's pretty good. But that pretty much does it for the economy and trade. How do I feel about it? I thought it would be a bigger change. I thought it in terms of like... It looks like stuff went down, really. It looks like stuff went down, to be honest with you. like everything went down just like a little bit. You know what I mean? Even though like the patch note said it's supposed to go up, it just nah. It doesn't feel like it to me. Maybe people are having other, variations of it, but as a person who owns a town, 2 castles, 7 workshops, and 6 caravans, to be making like only 4,000 profit when my main party is literally only 38 people, that seems to me a bit low. I'm just saying. I don't. These numbers used to be higher in previous patches. But that does it. Let me know what you think about the economy. Hopefully I taught you something, and I'll see you in the next one.